Hello students, this is Ritvik Dubey, your computer teacher. Most of the students have the doubt that, sir, in main method only we have to write buffered reader. Is it compulsory to write the buffered reader? I mean the object creation of buffered reader only within main method? Is it compulsory? No, it is not at all compulsory. My dear students, see, you will have to focus on the demand of the question. What the question demands, okay? And as per the demand of the question, you will have to start writing the program. Now, in order to make you understand this, I'm making this video, okay? Suppose if the question is write a Java program to calculate and display the simple interest and the amount, okay? So what is our target? To calculate and display two things. First one is simple interest and the second one is amount. Now in the second question, if you read, write a Java program to define a display method which will accept the values of principal, rate and time through method parameter. The display method will calculate the simple interest and amount as per the accepted principal, rate and time and display the result. Here also, the ultimate demand of the question is to calculate simple interest and amount. Okay. But here some additional things are written. Some additional things are demanded. Okay. Now let me tell you the difference between question number 1 and question number 2. Okay. Forget question number 3. Let us focus on question number 1 and question number 2. See, in question number 1, write a Java program to calculate and display the simple interest and the amount. Directly it is given. Okay. Now what will be the name of the method? Whether we will be using the buffered reader or not, scanner or not. Okay, all these things are not mentioned. That means if the question is like this, the programmer or the student has the complete liberty to use his or her own way of writing the program. Clear? But in second question, compulsorily, we have to define a method with name display. Okay, here nothing was mentioned. What will be the name of the method? Okay, but here we have to define a method with name display. So write a Java program to define a display method which will accept the values of principal, rate and time through method parameter. Okay, so we will have to make display method a parameterized method which will take 3 parameters: principal, rate and time. Now what will be the data type of principal? What will be the data type of rate? What will be the data type of time? It is not mentioned in the question. Okay, so we have the liberty to choose either float or double or int. Okay, whatever is best. Then the second line is the display method will calculate the simple interest and amount as per the accepted principal, rate and time and display the result. Okay, so first of all, let me write this program. Okay, so in the very first one, it totally depends upon you. You can make it simple. You can use buffer reader and all. Let us make it simple. Okay, now let me start the first one. Let me create a class, give any name, click on OK, maximize it, Control A, backspace. Public, public class SI finder, SIFINDER. Okay, SI finder means simple interest finder or simple interest calculator. You can write simple interest, CALCULATOR. Okay, simple interest and amount calculator you can write also. SI and amount. SIA means simple interest and amount calculator. Okay, SIAA calculator. Okay, then public. Okay, void, we can give any method. Yes or no? CALCULATE, calculate. You can give display method. You can give any method name. Why? Because in the question, okay, because in the question, it is not mentioned that what will be the name of the method under which we will calculate and display the simple interest and amount. So the programmer has the complete liberty to choose the method name. So in this case, I am using calculate. Okay. Now let me make it parameterized. Int principal. I can give int or I can give float also. FLOAT float principal because it can be a point value. FLOAT float time and then time, let us take in integer, int time. So it will be R na float rate. So PRT, then control shift I, then float float SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100 divided by 100.0 F. 100.0, you have to write F, okay, or else you will get error. Clear? Because by default, any point value is considered as a double value. So if it is double, the whole expression result, the whole result will be of double type. Okay, so it will be incompatible. So please do not forget to write F if you are using float. So PRT by 100, then FLOAT float amount A. Okay, I can choose any variable name. Float amount is equal to principal. Where is the principal? This parameter is holding the value of principal. Principal plus SI. Where is SI? You have calculated PRT by 100 and stored in SI. Okay, so this is SI. Now I can display it SYSTEM system dot out dot println system dot out dot println the SIMPL is simple INTEREST interest is equal to rupees. The simple interest is equal to rupees concatenation sign SI. Concatenation sign within double quotes you can give forward slash and this one. Okay, this symbol. Then let me copy this. The simple interest is this one, and then the amount is AMOUNT. The amount is, or the amount after T years. Amount AFTER after, okay, concatenation sign T. Where is T? This parameter, third parameter. Okay, so amount after T YEARS years is equal to rupees A. Okay, concatenation A. Then close the method and close the block of class. Control K. No syntax error. Let me compile again. Close. Right click. Let me create the object. Okay. And call calculate method. Now I have to pass the value for principal. If it is 5,000 rupees, okay, 5,000. If rate is 8.5%, then time is 3 years. So error incompatible types. Why am I getting this error? Because the data type of P is float. So I have to write here what 8.5F. Okay, because by default any point value is considered as double type. So I will have to write 8.5F. Okay, now 500 or 5,000.0 F. Okay, and then click on OK. See, the simple interest is rupees 1275 and amount is 6,275. Clear? Okay. Now let me go for the another question. Write a Java program to define a display method. Okay, you will have to compulsorily use the name of the method display, and display method will accept the values. Okay, and display method will calculate the simple interest, amount and principal accepted and display the result. So what we will have to do in question number 2, see, just what I will do, I will change the method name DISPLAY because this is the demand of the question and all the things are same. Display method will take 3 parameters, principal, rate and time. It will calculate the simple interest and amount and display the simple interest and amount. Clear? So question number 2 is also completed. Now question number 3 is write a Java program to define a display method. Okay, the first paragraph is same. See, read it. Write a Java program to define a display method which will accept the values of principal, rate and time through method parameter. The display method will calculate the simple interest and amount as per the accepted principal, rate and time. Okay, same. But the second paragraph became, here the demand of the question is, we will have to define public static void main string array args method, and from within the main method, we have to call the display method. Okay. Now, as per the demand of third question, the program will be like this. Okay. The program will be like this. Public static void void main capital string string array space args, and then I will call the display method display display method. Okay, by passing some values. I can pass any values. 5000.0f. Why? Because the data type of P is float. Okay, and then comma rate is 8.5 f. Why f? Because the data type of R is float. So 8.5 f, and time is suppose 3 years. Now I will get one error. What error? See, display method is a non-static method. You are calling it from within the body of static main method. So we will get the error non-static method display float int. Okay, what will be the error? Non-static method display float int cannot be referenced from a static context. You can see non-static method display float int cannot be referenced from a static context. So what I will have to do, I will have to create the object of which class? SIAA calculator. So SIAA calculator. Okay, and then obj or SIAA obj. You can give any name. XYZ is equal to new SIAA calculator, and then parenthesis semicolon. Now, what is the name of the object chosen by me? SIAA obj means it is the object of which class? Simple interest and amount. Okay, calculator. SIAA, let me write C. SIAA C. Okay, you can give XYZ any name, but okay. So SIAA calculator, SIAA CC. So in order to call display method, I will write SIAA C obj dot. Okay, control K, no syntax error. See, you can give any name. Okay, you can give any name here, XYZ. If you are writing here X, you will have to write here X dot display. Okay, X dot display. But it will be meaningless. Huh? What is the meaning of X? Huh? That is the reason why I write SIAAC and then OBJ. Okay, so let me write here SIAAC OBJ. You can write just OBJ also. Okay, it totally depends upon you. Okay, you need not worry. Now let me compile. Now this 5000.0f will be received by P, 8.5f will be received by R, and 3 will be received by T. Clear? And after receiving the values of P, R, and T, okay, display method will calculate the simple interest and store the result in SI, and then it will calculate the amount and store the result in A, and then it will display the simple interest. After displaying the simple interest, it will display the amount. Clear? So within the method, within the main method, what am I doing? I'm creating the object of the class of which display method is the member, and then I'm calling the display method by the help of that object and passing the 3 values, okay, as per the data type of the parameter. Clear? Now let us go through the third question. Write a Java program to define a display method. Okay, we have done it, which will accept the values of principal, rate, and time through method parameter. It is already done. The display method will calculate the simple interest and amount as per the accepted principal, rate, and time and display the result. So it is same. The first paragraph is same. Now let us go through the second paragraph. What is the change in the demand of the question? Let us see. Define a public static void main string array args method. Okay, we have already defined, which will take the values of the principal, rate, and time from the user through keyword. What is the meaning of from the user through keyword? See, through method parameter means the method has to be parameterized. And what is the meaning of through keyword? It means we can use buffered reader or a scanner. Okay. And then we will have to ask the values from the user Okay, and then pass those values while invoking the display method. So you can see the first question, no demand was there. The demand was just to calculate and display the simple interest. In the second question, the demand was the name of the method should be display, and it is to be it has to be a parameterized method. Okay. Then the third question, addition of public static void main string args method and calling the display method. And then the demand changes. What in this? Everything is same, but we will have to take the values of principal, rate and time from the user through keyboard. So let us do it. Okay, let us do it. So let me write here what BUFFERAD READER buffered reader BR is equal to new BUFFERAD READER new buffered reader, then new INPUT STREAM READER input stream reader, and then system dot in. Okay, now let me display the message system dot out dot println system dot out dot println enter the PRINCIPL, enter the principal value, enter the principal value. Let me take it in a float type variable, float principal P is equal to float float dot parse float parse float, and then br dot read line. Okay. Now here also most of the students have a doubt, sir, is it compulsory to create the object of buffer reader just after creating the object of SIAA calculator? No, it is not at all necessary. You can declare the object or create the object of buffer reader here also. Just you need to focus that before using BR, it has to be created. Okay, before using BR it has to be created, है ना. BR यूज जहां पे भी कर रहे उसके जस्ट पहले में ये लाइन होना चाहिए. आया समझ में? अब चाहे यहां रखो चाहे इसके नीचे रखो, बस BR ये लाइन को यूज करने के पहले ये लाइन लिखा हुआ होना चाहिए. आया समझ में? ठीक है. ओके, then enter the principal value, enter the principal value. So float P is equal to float dot parse float. Okay, then what should be the second message? What should be the second message? Let me copy this. Okay, let me copy this and paste it. Now enter the rate value, enter the rate value. So float P is equal to, in place of P I will write R, dr dot readline same, and then let me paste it again, and then let me write enter the time, enter the time or time value. Okay, so it was int, so I will have to write int time for t for time. Now float will be changed to integer REPL class, integer, integer dot parse integer, integer dot parse integer. Now it's good. Okay, now in place of 5000.0f I have to write this P. Okay, okay, within which the value of principal is stored, which is given by the user in the output screen. So I will write here P, and in place of 8.5f I will write here R, and in place of 3 I will write here time T. Okay, now let me compile. Cannot find class buffered reader. Why? Because buffered reader is a class available in java.io package. Okay, so on the top of the program I will have to write here import import java.io.star. Okay, and at the method's head part, which method's head part? The method within the body of which readline method is invoked. Okay, so I have to write here throws throws IO exception, throws IO exception, throws IO exception, control K. Cannot find symbol method parse integer. Sorry, it will be parse int. Okay, parse int, control K, no syntax error. It is not parse integer, it is parse int. Okay, what is the name of the method? Parse int, not parse integer. Okay, compile, no syntax error, close. Yes, let me call the main method. And then I have to give the value for principal. Suppose principal is 10,000 rupees, 10,000, okay, 10,000. Even though we give integer value, it will be taken as float. Okay, it will take as float. Even though if you do not give 0.0, it's okay. So 10,000, you can give 0.0 also or leave it. 10,000, enter the rate value, suppose 8.5, and enter the time, suppose 5 years. See, the simple interest is equal to 4250. Okay, if you are depositing 10,000 in bank and if the rate value is 8.5%, and if after 5 years you will get extra of 4250, 4,250 rupees, and the total amount, okay, including this 10,000 will be 14,250. Clear na? See, so in this program I have used buffered reader from within the main method. Okay, I have invoked the display method, but before invoking the display method or before calling the display method, I need the values for principal, rate, and time. So I have asked the user to enter the principal value, and the user has given, it was received by the readline method, but that float value, okay, it was in string format. For that I need a parse float method, which is available in float wrapper class. So I need to write this line and store the principal value in P variable. Similarly, the rate value was stored in R variable, and similarly the time value was stored in T variable, and I have passed PRT while invoking the display method. So the value of P is received by this P. So there is a difference between this P and the below P. Okay, this P is a local variable of main method, and this P is the local variable of display method. Both are different. So the value of this P will be received by this P, and the value of this R will be received by this parameter R, and the value of this variable T will be received by this variable T, and then the calculation will be done and displaying will be done. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us go through the another question. Here, what is the demand? Write a Java program to define a display method. We have already done it, which will accept the values of principal, rate, and time through method parameter. Done. The display method will calculate the simple interest and amount as per the accepted principal. Done. Okay. So this question was completed, na? This question was completed. Define a public static void machine which will take the values of principal for the user through keyboard and pass the values value. And then what is the difference? Public static void machine which will take the values from the principal, rate, and time from the user to keyboard and pass the values value. So both the questions are same, na? Okay, so both the questions are same. Now let us move to this question. Okay, write a Java program to define the following members. Now the same question. Okay, find the simple interest, but here see the demand of question changes. Write a Java program to define the following members, where data members will be, data members means non-static variables. Okay, or a static variable it can be, but I will take non-static variable. Float P, then float R, int T, float SI, float AMT. Now it became mandatory for us to declare variables with name P only. You cannot take XYZ because it is a demand of the question now. For principal, you have to take this variable only. For rate, you have to use R variable. For time, you have to use T variable. For simple interest, you have to use SI variable. For amount, you have to use AMT variable. Clear? So all these will be the data members. Now, what are data members? These variables are declared out of the block of any method, but within the block of the class. Okay, I will show it to you, don't worry. And then member methods is accept method. Okay, accept method, what it will do? It will take the values of principal, rate, and time, not through method parameters. Okay, so accept method will not be a parameterized method. Why? Because it will take the values of principal, rate, and time through the keyboard and initialize the data members. Okay, I will explain, don't worry. And then calculate method, it will calculate the simple interest and amount and initialize the calculated values to the data members, SI and amount. Okay, then display method will display the calculated values of simple interest and amount. So in this program, the task is same. We have to calculate the simple interest and amount and display the result. But for accepting, there is a separate method accept. For calculating, there is a separate method calculate. For displaying, there is a separate method display. And then we have to define the main method and call the accept method first of all, so that the values can be accepted. Principal, rate, and time value can be accepted. Then the calculation could be done, okay, for simple interest and amount, and then the simple interest and amounts value will be displayed by the display method. Now you can see in all the question, the demand is to calculate and display the simple interest and amount, but the type of question changes, and thus the kind of demand changes. So a student has to read the question properly and then write the program. Now I will write the program for this last question. Okay, let me write. Yes. So this, first of all, let me remove everything. Okay, let me remove everything. And data members now. Data members. So float float p semicolon. Okay, there is no need of initialization. Initialization will be done in except method. Then float float r. Okay, int time, and then float float si means simple interest, and then float float amt. You can see in the question. You can see in the question. See, data members. Okay, data members p, float p, float r, int t, float si, float amount, amount means amt. You can see in the question it is given amt, so you have to take amt only, not amount or a. Clear? Now the very first method was, what was the very first method? The very first method was accept method. Okay, accept method, what it will do, which will take the values of principal, rate and time from the user through keyboard. Through keyboard means we have to use either buffer reader or a scanner, and then initialize the variables p, r and t. Okay, let us do it. public, public, void, void, accept. Accept. Okay, then yes, don't make it parameterized because we have to accept the values from the user through keyboard. Now let me create the object of buffer reader. bufferreader. Buffer reader br is equal to new bufferreader buffer reader, and then new inputstreamreader. Okay, so it is not necessary that always buffer reader object will be created within main method only. We can create it in any method. My dear students, we can create the object of buffer reader in any method, okay, as per the demand of the question. So buffer reader br is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, then within parentheses I have to write system.in. Clear? Let me display a message. System, system, system.out.println, system.out.println, enter the value of principal. Enter the principal value. Enter the principal. Enter the principal value. Okay. float p. Now this is the mistake which most of the students do. They declare the variable p once again. No, you need not declare it. Use this p. Okay. Sir, why you are not declaring p inside the method? Because this p will be accessible by all the methods. If p, r, t, si, mt are to be accessible by all the methods, then they should be declared above all the methods, okay, as non-static variables. Clear? So simply I have to write here p, okay, because it is already declared on the top of the program. So p is equal to a float type value now. So I will write float dot parse parse float, and then let me write br dot read line, Clear? Now let me copy this. Okay, let me copy this and let me make it enter the rate value. Enter the rate value and write r is equal to okay, it's okay. Then enter the time value. Enter the time value or enter the time simply. Enter the time value. Right here t. Why t? Because on the top you have declared variable t. So it is of type int. So I have to write here integer. integer dot parse int. integer dot parse int. Okay, then simple interest and amount are to be calculated within which method? Calculate method. So the task of accept method is finished. The task of accept method is finished. Okay, you can see, you can read the question once again. Okay, you can read the question once again. Accept method will take the values of principal, rate and time from the user through keyboard and initialize the data members. Data members means the variables which are declared above all the methods. Okay, all these variables are called as data members. So within the accept method, we were supposed to initialize P, R and T, and I have already done that. I have initialized P, I have initialized R, but I have initialized T with the value given by the user. Okay, with which value? Which is given by the user directly. So the task of accept method is finished. The task of accept method is finished. Now, PUBLIC, it's the time of calculate. Public void CALCULATE. Okay, calculate method. Now within the calculate method, SI, don't declare SI again because SI is already declared on the top of the program. Yes or no? So SI is equal to what? Principal, okay, into rate into time divided by 100.0 F. Don't forget to write F because the data type of SI is float. Okay, if you write 100.0 only, it will be taken as a double value and the data type of the result will become double and it will be incompatible. So if you are using the data type float, do not forget to write here 100.0 F. Okay, so simple interest is calculated and amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. Okay, now do not display it because the displaying task is of which method? Read this calculate method. Calculate method will calculate the simple interest and amount and initialize the calculated values to the data members SI and AMT. See, here the simple interest is calculated and then the data member SI is initialized with the calculated value. Okay, here amount is calculated by using the formula principal plus simple interest and that result is being initialized to the data member A. Okay, now we cannot display here because it is not the demand of the question to display it within the calculate method. Okay, for that display method is there. Display method will display the calculated values of simple interest and amount. So let me define PUBLIC public void void display display method. Okay, within the display method we will system.out.println what? The SIMPL is simple INTEREST. Simple interest is rupees, then concatenation sign SI, concatenation sign. Okay, you can give this sign. So the simple interest is this one. Copy this, paste it here, and then the rate is the rate or amount. Sorry, amount. The amount 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 AFTER after concatenation sign T concatenation sign YEARS years is equal to. So let me write is equal to here also. Is equal to. Okay. Yes, is equal to. Let me delete. It is confusing. Equal to concatenation sign. Let me write here RS rupees AMT. Why? See, here I am doing the mistake. I am using A, but it is AMT. It should be AMT. So please do not make these mistakes in examination. Okay, AMT. Remember the name. So the amount after T years is equal to. Yes. Sometimes it happens. Don't worry. Okay. Yes. So the amount after T years is equal to rupees AMT, and then let me give this symbol. Okay, it will look good. Okay, close it. So what was the task of display method? To display the calculated simple interest and amount. Read the question. Then define a public static void main string args method and accept the and call the accept and then calculate and then display method. Okay, now let me define the main method. Public static static void main capital string string array space args. Okay, now from within the main method, let me call. But before calling all these methods are non-static, so I will have to create the object. Okay, I will have to create the object. Let me make it simple. Let me write here simple interest only. Let me make the class name simple interest. ISIMPLE simple INTEREST. Okay, because in the question it is not mentioned, na? So I can give any name, simple interest, but it should be meaningful. Okay, always remember it should be meaningful. Now let me create the object simple INTEREST simple interest SIOBJ is equal to new SIMPLE simple INTEREST simple interest and then semicolon. Why have I created the object of simple interest? So that I can call the accept method, then calculate method, and then display method. Okay, clear now? Okay, so SIOBJ dot, first of all it will accept the values, yes or no? Accept. Then SIOBJ dot which method? CALCULATE. Please maintain this sequence only. Okay, if you will call the calculate method first then accept method, it won't work. Okay, you will not get the desired output. See, apply your mind. पहले तो PRT का वैल्यू यूजर से मांगना होगा ना, वो वैल्यू को लेने के बाद ही तो कैलकुलेट करेंगे ना. आप पहले ही कैलकुलेट कर दोगे तो जीरो आएगा आउटपुट सारा का सारा. ठीक है, इसलिए क्या करना है, सबसे पहले वैल्यू को एक्सेप्ट करना है, फिर कैलकुलेट करना है, कैलकुलेट करने के बाद डिस्प्ले करना है. SIOBJ.DISPLAY डिस्प्ले मेथड. ओके, डिस्प्ले मेथड. Now let me close the main method, close the class, Control K. Oh, so this is the error, right? Because I have used the read line method from within the body of accept method. Okay, so here I will have to write THROWS throws IOEXCEPTION. Okay, now also I will get the error. Why? Because accept method is called from within the main method. Okay, so within the main method also I will have to write throws IO exception. I will get the error. See, so here also I will write THROWS throws IOEXCEPTION exception. Now you might be thinking, why? Sir, now we are not using the read line method, or we are calling the read line method from within the main method. Yes, you are not calling the read line method directly from within the main method, but indirectly you are calling. Sir, indirectly? How? See, you are calling the accept method, and accept method is calling the read line method, right? So you are calling it indirectly or not? So at the head part of accept method, you will have to write throws IO exception, as well as at the head part of main method also, you have to write throws IO exception. Is this clear? Because here you are not calling the br.readLine method directly, but you are calling the accept method, and accept method is calling the read line. So main method is not calling the read line method directly, but calling the accept method. That is the reason why we have to write throws IO exception at the head part of main method as well as accept method, but not calculate method, but not display method. Why? Because from within the calculate method, can you find we are calling any method or read line method which is directly or indirectly related with read line? No. You can see the body of display method. Can you find any direct or indirect relation with br.readLine method? No. But from within the main method, you are calling the accept method. So indirectly, it was related with calling the readLine method. That is the reason why we have to write throws IO exception at the head part of both accept method as well as main method. Clear? Now let me compile this, close, right click, main method. See, we are calling the main method, but the main method, from within the main method will call the accept method. So all these codings will run. Then the control will come back to this area and calculate method will be called. It will be calculated. Then the control will come back to this location and call the display method, and the things will get displayed. Okay. So all the things will be done just by calling the main method. So we have called main method. Now enter the principal value. We are getting this line because of which method? Accept method. Suppose 6000.0. Okay. Enter the rate value. Rate value is suppose 10.2. Okay. Enter the time value. Suppose 15 years. The simple interest is 9,180. Now you tell me, we got this line because of which method? Accept method. Okay, and we gave 6,000. This value was taken by which method? Accept method. So from here to here, okay, whatever you can see, all these tasks were performed by which method? Accept method. Then the calculation was done by calculate method. It was not displaying, and these two lines are coming because of display method. These two lines are coming because of display method. Clear na? Okay. So what was my target? My target was to let you know that Java programs can be written in different ways. Okay. A same Java program can be written in different ways. There are varieties of ways. For example, if I ask two students to write essays, okay, both will write the essays in English only, but they will have their own way of writing. In a similar fashion, okay, both two students or more students will write the programming using Java or BlueJ, okay, but their way of writing the program will be different. See, here in all the question, the target was to calculate the simple interest and amount and display the values, but the demands or the questions were different. Okay, clear? I hope the video is clear too. If you have any doubt, please ask, okay, and clear your doubts. Thank you.